Hey guys, it is Tristan with the Nerdouts Newsstand, and I want to talk a little bit more in rumors and speculation when it comes to the DCEU. We did discuss this the other day, and it does seem like there is some contradictory opinions as to who is getting the correct scoop, who is getting all of this correct, and I find it fascinating that it kind of always leads to this point. Everybody loves speculating when it comes to new movies, new games, new different TV shows, what's going to happen in the comic books. So I really find this fascinating. But we do have a new rumor that goes alongside and kind of erases the original Grace Randolph rumor that she started on Twitter. Now, there is a lot when it comes to the Scoop Wars, and things change drastically quite often. So that could have been her information, and she's only giving it to you the best she knows how. But Grace Randolph is also known for being incorrect many times over and over again. But what we have now here is something from Geekosity. Now, Mikey Sutton, I originally was not a huge fan of because I didn't know much about him. The more and more I visited the website, the more and more I realized how correct he was compared to other scoopers. So I think he's done his due diligence and done his part. But again, preface all of this by saying we are talking in a rumor town, in Scoop Town, whatever you want to say. But he does have a new scoop, so to speak, and that is that Henry Cavill is in deep negotiations for his triumphant Superman return. Now, this would make so many people happy, and this would make that original Trinity we've talked about work. This would be wonderful, because if we're talking in terms of adding these two kind of rumors together, whereas Grace's rumor was along the side of every male superhero is replaced and put in with their female counterpart, now we are adding him back in the mix, and I think this would be an awesome Trinity to have in the Justice League. You need certain characters in the Justice League. You absolutely do, and you can replace certain characters. It is done all the time in the comic books, but there is the Holy Trinity, and that is why it is called that, because they are the main three. You really need to make the Justice League work. You do need Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot does a phenomenal job in that role, and we know she is continuing to, and we know from certain speculation that she will be getting a couple cameos, one specifically in The Flash, and maybe even in Shazam, so we will have to wait and see. She is also getting her own third movie. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman is set in stone. That is something really that nobody can take away. But we're talking about the other two members. We've seen a Supergirl pulled from this Flashpoint timeline. Now, I want to say this real quick. DCEU is a mess, a complete and utter mess. Who thought it was a good idea to have the first solo Flash movie be a Flashpoint storyline and not an origin story? And I know there is origin within that. But why would you go to Flashpoint if you weren't going to kind of change things and start things over and erase some things? That is exactly why they are going to that point. There's no way around that. But to say that it is getting rid of the Snyderverse is silly. We have those castings, right? Okay. All right. I digress. So we have this new Supergirl. We have Batgirl coming out on HBO Max, from my understanding, and it is set to connect with everything else. But the Batman that we are looking forward to is not. That is more of an Earth 2 storyline, and it is not set to connect to the DCEU as a larger scope of things. Different multiverse, different stories. Now, would this Trinity work if Henry Cavill returned and we had Batgirl replacing Batman? I think a lot more people would be accepting of this. I do think a lot more people would be invested in this if we had Henry Cavill return as Superman, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and then had the new Batgirl join that league. Because let's be real, if you want to watch a male Batman, obviously this is Batgirl. She cannot become Batman, but you can go watch the patents and stuff that is being done. So it would actually make a lot of sense to go this way. And I think it would be really good because you'd also be able to add in, you could still use Supergirl. There's no reason why her character couldn't still exist. We've seen Supergirl in the league plenty of times. I believe she is probably going to go by Superwoman, but we'll have to wait and see about that. And you could still use characters like Shazam. There's also negotiations going on that Henry Cavill will not only return, but we are already looking for a Black Adam Part 2, and he will be a big part in that movie, or at least have a decent-sized role. Maybe not something huge and grandiose, but he is plenty of times said he would love to return to that Superman role again. He would love to come back. We have not seen him sign on with somebody like Marvel, even though it has been rumored time and time again. That kind of makes me wonder, right? We do see him in The Witcher and such, but he does have a busy schedule. So fitting this in could work. DC could work with them. And the fact that it is even beginning to start negotiations is a really, really good sign. Now, as far as how that could work in the DCU as a whole, people would love it. People really love this character. And I'm not even saying, I didn't care for personally. I absolutely, okay, I can't say I didn't care for it because I hated it. It made me mad to watch the Man of Steel movie. And I don't blame it on Henry Cavill. I think he did the best with what he had. So seeing this going forward, having a good writer, it all comes down to good writing, right? And the problem was the writing wasn't good in Man of Steel or BVS or Justice League. And I'm not super confident going forward that the writing will be good in this DCEU. The fact that you have Christina Hodson on the main movie that is supposed to be moving and propelling the DCEU forward makes me very nervous. I am not saying that Birds of Prey, her big IP that she recently worked on, was terrible. It was funnish, but it wasn't a good story. It wasn't a good Harley Quinn story. It wasn't a good Birds of Prey story. Why would you bring her back? Oh my God, what? Okay, I have advice for everybody. If you are huge fans of these characters, Superman, go read Action Comics. If you are huge fans of Batman, go read Batman right now. The last two have been phenomenal. If you are huge fans of Wonder Woman, go read Hikatea. I would say current, but it's mediocre at best, right? So go read Hikatea. There are properties and stuff out there you can read that are really, really good because I don't have a whole lot of confidence in this moving forward. I just don't. Not because it's woke or SJW, anything like that. Because the writer is not very good. Well, there is always hope. And Superman is the embodiment of hope. And bringing him back gives me a little bit of hope towards the future. Anyways, let me know, of course, if you are into Superman returning, Henry Cavill returning, if that's something you're like, yes, let's hope these negotiations and these rumors are true, because I need me some Henry Cavill shirtless. I mean, just Henry Cavill. Yeah, that's what I meant. Totally. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.